Hello, everyone. This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we were shipping out today on Thursday. I didn't check out the numbers, but I think it was a pretty good amount of stuff. And then there's also some like a good variety. So the first thing up right here is these Prizer or Precier little miniatures. I've gotten these things before. These are a little set of like 1 inch. So I think it's like 1 out of 72 scale little village people for like RPG games, or probably like a train village or a holiday village that like a grandma's going to set up or something. So yeah, 5 little like military. No, these are British aviators. Sorry, I actually figured out which ones they were. This sold for $15.74 plus shipping. Everything's going to be plus shipping. It doesn't just have to be grandmas that set up their holiday villages. I just remember our grandma used to always do one for Christmas. So that's just what I'm thinking of. All right, moving along. We have this book. I can't even read it. Was that Baker Street? Sorry, it was reflecting weird with our lights. Baker Street, like this is a graphic novel, I believe. I kind of pick out the weird ones from the person that like knows stuff about graphic novels. This thing has like a rip in the back, but then they taped it up. All the pages are clean inside. This ended up selling for $18.75. So that's pretty good. That's more on like the higher end for like a graphic novel or a comic for me, for not knowing as much about the category. All right, next up is going to be this box. This is the box only US Navy Plan Red board game box. So there's a lot of these military games. I think this game goes for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 if it's complete, unpunched. It's one of those military war games with those little chits. Those boxes, people, they get damaged. So I think someone's going to buy this as a replacement box. I have a wrapping around it so it didn't get like dusty or wet as I'm carrying it to storage and stuff like that. So you can't really see it as well. But the box corners are like pretty pristine. This thing is really good condition for a box. They're probably, like I said, just using it for replacement. That was for $18, which is pretty good for an empty box. That's like one of my signatures. I get a lot of angry messages for selling stuff like that. All right. Next up is this children's game. It's great toys. Fizzog right there. I like these things. This is from 1969. This went to a repeat buyer. Yeah, it's like some kind of weird thing where you get all these tiles as like little faces and you're trying to like, it's like a matching game. But yeah, I really like the 60s games and stuff. Like they kind of just sit there. I know what to look for now for these and they do pretty well. This sold for $15, nothing too crazy, but I get these things really cheap. All right. Moving along, and someone's going to appreciate it. So that's pretty cool. I like learning about different board games. I love the board game world, so it's cool. This one, Krinkelt Rosherath. I'm probably saying this wrong. This is going to be a hardcover book, like a historical book. The dust jacket kind of has like marks and wear, but the pages inside are really clean. This ended up selling for $18.74. It says the Battle for the Twin Villages. There you go. It is going to be like a specific historical context book. All right, moving along. We have a very old listing of mine. At first, I didn't like my pictures, but I realized it was like sealed or taped on the side. We have American Museum of Natural History, some kind of like photographic card deck. So yeah, it has a bunch of these big cards with information, a lot of different photos. You can see like an example right there in the back. This ended up selling for $6. Probably like a bad buy from a long time ago. I probably still made like $1 or $2 on this, but yeah, this ended up only selling for $6. But it's really cool to see like an old listing from like, I think this is when we were part-time. So yeah, a bit ago. All right, next up is going to be a lot of 7 of these Warhammer Fantasy. These are like army note cards. I'm not fully sure. Like I hadn't seen these before I got these and listed them, but it shows that it's talking about like this has 12 Bretonnian bowmen. It shows like their stats. I think you can like either write your army or notes on the back. Right here it says notes and victories for your characters. So kind of like a cool little accessory that I didn't know that existed until I listed these. Sold for $10.93. All right, moving along. I've sold a bunch of these. This is my last pair of 24 dice for the Privateer Press Monster Apocalypse. One of their collectible versions. The game's gone through like different iterations and variations. So yeah, a starter set will come with this many white, red, and blue dice. It's a set of 24. Unfortunately, it's my last one. I got like a big bag at one point, and then I looked up starter sets to see what a starter set would come with for 2 players, and that's how I made my lots. I would just sell one, relist it, sell one, and this is the last one. $11.25. Pretty good for like a big bag of dice at the time I got, probably for like $1, and I ended up selling like 7, 8, 9, or 10 of those lots. All right, moving along is a really cool sale. Kind of a sad story-ish for me, but these are Star Wars Shatterpoint miniatures right here. There's 4 of them, and that is like looking at these because they're going to be miserable to ship because they have these lightsabers right here. It seems like the material is pretty good. So these are painted. I would say these are painted. I don't know if you guys can see it, but these are going to be painted on a, I would say like for me, this is probably like I don't know. It's really good. It's also like based as well. So yeah, the person doesn't have to worry about painting these. These don't come painted normally. These are called, sorry, I'm like behind. It was called like some kind of Shatterpoint Jedi Hunter Squad. There you go. here's like the 4 cards for their stats, and then here's some more like smaller cards with more stats and dice and stuff like that. Hadn't really heard too much about this game except for like an auction a year ago. There's a bunch of stuff that people weren't bidding on, so like I didn't bid on it as well. And then I only grabbed one of these. There was a bunch of these that went up for auction again. And when I heard painted, I was kind of zoned out at the point. Auctions can be pretty long, sometimes like 10 hours. Like I'll stay for the whole time. So like I kind of get like groggy, paying attention to just auction stuff. And I ended up getting one of these auctions, and there was a bunch of other ones that were painted. And I asked them if I could kind of go backwards and bid on the other ones that no one bid on. They said no, because you have to like pay cash at the end, and I didn't have cash on me. So I was sad I didn't get more, because this sold for $45 or $44.99, and then I spent $5 on this one. So I should have gotten, the sad part is I should have gotten more, but great that someone's going to appreciate it. They're painted. That's kind of the main reason why I took a shot at that. All right. Moving along, there's this music CD. I'm still sounding like One a Day, Loose Change, 2nd edition. Don't know anything about this one. The CD's not scratched. It just has kind of like a clear container, not probably like its original one. $11.24. Yeah, just constantly getting those. And then last up for the day is going to be this. I just listed these yesterday. I think the Shatterpoint stuff I listed recently. These little guys I had listed it yesterday. The empty box I listed a couple days ago. Sorry, I'm just randomly mentioning this because it's nice to list something and get like quick sales. So it's 14 of these. I think the brand's called Atlantic Life in the Acropolis. Little like scale Roman figures. There's like a bed. There's a couple of people with spears. There's a couple of little like pillars. It looked like someone tried to like kind of poorly paint it. They put like some like weird red on the bed that maybe like to denote that someone was bleeding out on it. They probably used the wrong type of paints, because I can just tell it looks like not like a good acrylic paints. But still, someone grabbed them, $16.49. They might use it for RPG game, military game, a village, like I said earlier about those other ones. All right, so that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel.